Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for GRE. We have been solving GRE math problems out of this book here, the official guide to the revised GRE, the second edition. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problems that we are about to solve are the ones that you will find on page number 152. Please turn to it, page 152, and today is our lesson number 273. The very first problem we're going to do today is problem number 8, problem number 9, I should say. The problem about the liquid. Problem number 9 and 10 is what we're going to do, are the ones that we're going to do. And these are the exact same problem that appeared on the exact same page number in the first edition of the revised GRE. We have already done all the problems in the first edition, and since we have already done them, I'm going to redo them at a little bit of a faster pace. If you need extra help, if you need to go slower, you can go and watch day number 44. But here I'm not going to write everything down, I'm just going to explain it verbally, and like I said, if you need to do it at a slower pace, you are of course more than welcome to go and watch day number 44. So here's what's going on. We have a liquid A, which we are told is 8% of solution R. Let me see what it says here exactly. It says by weight, liquid A makes up 8% of solution R. Liquid A is 8% of solution R, and we are told that liquid A is 18% of solution S. Then we are told that we're going to take 3 grams of R and 7 grams of S, and we're going to combine them together. We're going to mix them together, 3 grams of one and 7 grams of other. The question simply is, liquid A would be what percentage of the final solution? What would be the final concentration of liquid A in the solution? That's all it is. It's very straightforward, it's very simple. If we had equal amounts, in other words, if you take 1 liter of liquid R and 1 liter of liquid S and combine them, 1 liter of S and 1 liter of R, then the concentration would have been 8%. There is 8% of R in R, and liquid A is 18% in the other one. And if they are equal amount, then of course final concentration would be simply the average of the two, which is 26 divided by 2, which is 13%. But we have more of the stronger stuff. We have 7 grams. We have 7 grams of S and only 3 grams of R. R is the weaker one. Since we have more of the stronger stuff, the final concentration of liquid A in the solution, the final concentration, whatever the hell it is, it's got to be more than 13%. It cannot be less than 13%. It cannot be equal to 13%. It's got to be more than 13%. 13% would have been the case if they are equal amount of both. Now, if we have more of the weaker one, the final concentration would be less than 13%. If we had equal amount, the final concentration would be the average of the two numbers. Here we have more of the stronger stuff, so the final concentration is going to be more than 13%. Let's see what we can get rid of. The answer choices that they give us are 10, 13, 15, 19 and 26. 19 and 26. It's too bad because I was hoping that we'll get rid of we'll knock out at least 2 answer choices, if not 3. Unfortunately, we can only, actually no, I'm wrong. We can knock out 2 answer choices because we just said the final concentration, whatever the hell it is, it's got to be more than 13%. It's not going to be equal to 13%. Answer cannot be A or B. It's got to be either C, D or E. Let's continue then. What happens next? Another thing that we need to realize, second step that we have to understand is that the final concentration cannot be stronger than the stronger stuff. It's pretty simple, obviously. It's pretty simple. Let me give you a very simple example. Okay, listen to me. I'm going to give you a very simple example. If I have 1 liter of water, and then on the other hand I have another mug with the 1 liter of solution which has 10% of lemon juice in it. Okay, listen carefully. 10% of lemon juice. So if I take 1 liter of the simple plain water and 1 liter which is 10% lemon juice, and if I combine the two together, now I have 2 liters. Do you really think in that 2 liter in the final solution the concentration of lemon juice is going to be more than 10%? Of course not. It's absurd. 10% was the stronger solution. The weaker solution was 0%. The final solution, the final concentration can never be stronger than the stronger solution. The final concentration can never be weaker than the weaker solution. And the final concentration must be equal to the average of the two concentrations if you're mixing the equal amount. These are very basic concepts that one has to keep in mind. That's all. Which also tells us that any answer choice that is more than 18% can be ruled out. It cannot be more than 18%. That's silly. That's silly. That's it. The answer is 15%. We are done. The answer is 15%. That's all. Now, only if you tell me that you are hell-bent on it, only if you're hell-bent on doing the problem properly, well then we'll do it. Then we shall do it properly. The classical way, the conventional way, the orthodox way, the traditional way, the geeky way, the nerdy way, the academic way, the mathematical way is as follows. Which is actually not that complicated. So we have A, which is 8% of solution, and we are told that there is 3 grams of it. So A is 3 grams. We have 3 grams of R is mixed with 10 grams of S. 3 grams of R represents 3 times 0.08 because it is 8%. Similarly, we're going to mix it up with 10 grams of the other one, which is 18%. And altogether, we have 3 grams here, not 10 grams, it should be 7 grams. It should be 7 grams. That's it. Let's find out what that. This will give you the amount of liquid A in the two solutions. Amount of liquid A. 3 times 8 is 24, and then we have 2 places decimal, 1 and 2, so it's right here. And here we have 7 times 18. 7 sevens are 49, 56, 35, 7 and 5 is 12, so it's 126. And again we have 2 decimal places, so it's 1.26 and 0.24, which will add up to 1.5. So we have 1.5 gram of liquid A in 10 gram of the solution. I need the room. So that tells us that we have 1.5 gram of A in 10 gram. Why 10 gram? Because we have 3 of one and 7 of the other. So total is 10 gram, out of which we just found out that 1.5 gram of the 10 gram represents liquid A. So therefore the concentration is 1.5 over 10. Multiply the top and bottom by 10 so that we can get the percentages. So that we get 100 at the bottom, so it's easy to see the percentage. 1.5 times 10 is 15 out of 100, or 15%. But this was a bit of a geeky way, you understand? A bit of a nerdy way. We didn't actually need it. Let's move on then to the next one. Next problem. Problem number 10. The very last problem on the page. I'll give you a second in case you need to pause it. Number 10. is something that we did on day number 45. Again, if you need to see the solution to this problem at a slower pace, you can go there. Here we have 700 people, we are told. We have 120 lawyers, and we are told that 2 are to be picked at random. Question simply is, what are the odds that the 2 that we pick, are not lawyers? Well, it's very straightforward, very simple. We are told that 120 of them are lawyers out of 700. If there are 700 total, 120 of them are lawyers. That implies that we have 580 that are not lawyers. Or to be more precise, to put it in the proper English, 580, not that are, but rather who are not lawyers. Same thing here, you should say who. What are the odds? Oh no, that was that. What are the odds that the 2 that we picked, the 2 that we pick are not lawyers? That was fine. 2 are to be picked at random, we are told. 580 of them are not lawyers. And therefore, the odds of picking the 2 that are not lawyers, this is the part I'm going to do it a little bit faster. As I said, if you need to understand it slowly, you can watch the other video. So in the first round, the odds of picking the first guy who is not a lawyer is 580. There are 580 out of 700. There are 580 out of 700 who are not lawyers. Therefore, the odds of picking the first guy who is not a lawyer is simply 580 out of 700. After we have picked the first guy, this is the part where things get prickly. After we have picked the first guy who is not a lawyer, among the remaining 699 people, we have only 579 who are not lawyers. And since the odds of picking a lawyer or not picking a lawyer, the odds of picking a person who is not a lawyer, rather, in the second round has to be 579, one less than before, because we had 580 to begin with. If we pick the first one, that's what we're trying to figure out. What are the odds of picking a person who is not a lawyer? Once we have picked one person who is not a lawyer, then now that's it. We have picked it. We are not replacing it back. Now we only have 579. That's what we have to figure out. We have to figure out this quantity. But lucky for us, the question is saying, what is the approximate value? They're not looking for the exact value. This says, which of the following is the closest probability? And if you look at the answer choices, they're all nice round numbers, 50%, 60%, 70, 80, and 90%. So we don't have to pinpoint it precisely. We have quite a bit of leeway here in terms of approximating. So let's do that. So 580 divided by 700, we can write that as approximately 700 over 600 over 700. Similarly, 579 over 699 can be written as 600 over 700. So that takes care of the 2 zeros here, this takes care of this 2 0, and this boils down to 6 over 7 over 6 over 7. 6 over 7 times 6 over 7 is simply 36 over 49. 36 over 49, we can approximate one more time, and that can be approximated as 36 over 50. 36 over 49 is approximately same as 36 over 50. Multiply top and bottom by 2, so that we have 100 at the bottom, and now we have 72 out of 100, or approximately 72% chance. There is approximately 72% chance that the 2 people that we picked are not lawyers in this group. That's all. And therefore the answer is C, 72%. I will see you tomorrow, where we'll do the problems that you see on the next page, 11 and 12. I'm trying to figure out how many that are left. Oh, they're up to 14. So we have 4 more to go before the good old days of medium questions are over. And then after number 14, as you turn to page number 155, that's where we meet the pure and unadulterated hell. You understand? But that will come later. I want to end the video right now. I don't want to turn into a vocabulary lecture here. But what does it mean, unadulterated? I don't believe we ever learned this word in our vocabulary lesson. Adulterate means to make something impure, which is from where the word adultery comes from. To adulterate means to make something unpure. Therefore, unadulterated means something that is pure, and hence the expression. When we turn to page number 155, that's where we're going to meet the unadulterated hell, the pure hell. Bye now.